Hello everybody and welcome back to Screen Stars. Now I thought I would do a review of the Godzilla movie from 2014, directed by Gareth Edwards. Now, I'm one of those that remembers being stung by the 1998 Roland Emmerich version of Godzilla, which I didn't hate at the time, but I've kind of grown to get a really dislike of that movie ever since. So I was really looking forward to this movie. I wasn't a huge fan of Gareth Edwards' breakthrough movie Monsters. I thought it was very slow paced and not particularly interesting. But I thought it showed a lot of promise. So I was quite looking forward to this movie, especially one of my favourite actors, Bryan Cranston, was in it. So I was quite looking forward to seeing it. Now, I'm going to give this film a bit of a hard time, mainly because I've tried 3 times now to give this movie a chance. The first time I watched it, I was decidedly unimpressed. But that's not always a surefire way of me for judging a movie. I've tried it again for the second time, I think last year sometime. And again, that didn't do an awful lot for me. But I thought I was going to give this movie another go, so I thought I would watch it again the other day. And third time's not a charm for me. This movie, I'm sorry, my final judgment on this movie is not impressive. There is so much wrong with this movie. I think it outbalances the parts that are right with this movie. Let's talk about what they get right. It's superbly directed. I think Gareth Edwards has clearly got a lot of talent, and some of the action scenes do pay off. Godzilla looks amazing, and the effects are staggering. For me, that's pretty much about it. The negatives here are so many. Aaron Taylor-Johnson is about as uninteresting as a main character I've ever seen in a big blockbuster movie for a long time. Appalling. You do not give a monkeys about this guy in this movie, and he gives you no reason to. Terrible, terrible performance, and I loved him in Kick-Ass. And his wife and his son, again, you don't care about their predicament really. His wife is played by Elizabeth Olsen. They don't really give you any reason to care about them. Bryan Cranston is criminally underused in the movie. I think if he'd have been with us throughout the movie, it would have given us a far better movie, a more emotional connection to the movie. But he's not in it nowhere near enough. It's shocking, really is. You don't care about any of the human characters in this movie other than Bryan Cranston. That's it. You're not given a reason to care. And that's fine. If they're going to give us a monster movie where they battle, give us a monster movie where they battle. But they don't even do that correctly. Every single clash in this movie is done in the cover of darkness. Now, I don't know if that's because he didn't trust his effects team. I don't know if it was a creative decision. It just was such a poor decision. You can see hardly anything in any action scene worth a damn, really. You can't see anything. Now, I understand early on to keep the mystery and surprise about Godzilla and what you're seeing, maybe doing a couple of them under the cover of darkness, and then letting us see everything later on. Just give us everything. But they don't do it. It really, really drives me round the bend, this movie. There's even a scene where Elizabeth Olsen, the wife, is taking cover in like a big building, and there's these big massive doors closing, and you see Godzilla, and this is like, it's still daylight, you see Godzilla about to clash with one of the Mutos, big monsters, and you're thinking, yeah, this is it. The doors close, boom, that's it, that's all you get. And then all the next scene you see is darkness again. It was an absolutely bizarre decision, I think, to do this, because when they do show us the battles, and you can see some of it, it looks spectacular. The scene where Godzilla starts using his breath powers, his fire breath, whatever you want to call it, gives you goosebumps. The scene at the end where he walks off into the sea looked amazing and give you goosebumps, and it just made me think, oh, I wanted more of that. So I ain't gonna give this movie a fourth chance. I've made my decision, and it's, for me, it's a huge letdown.